So they finally let us know what some of the changes are going to be in the patch notes. I'm sure they're going to go into more details, but they gave us a little bit of an update when it comes to Battle Royale. And there's a couple things in here that are particularly interesting that I've been asking for quite a while. So we'll start it off. It says, hello Warzone community, with season 3 just around the corner, which is tomorrow. We want to provide more details on some of the exciting Battle Royale updates and features you can look forward to ahead in our full patch notes tomorrow. We've listened to your feedback and are reviewing the trends in Battle Royale pacing carefully. When we talk about pacing, we think of the heartbeat of each match. We want suitable downtime to allow for looting and loadout acquisition, and then the highs of combat and engagement. There's a delicate balance here, and we don't think that we've stuck that yet, and that's where Season 3 comes in. Pacing requires the review and consideration of a number of variables spanning time to kill, weapon damage, armor values, movement mechanics, defensive tools, outplay opportunities, and much more. It's vital, therefore, that the adjustments we make to these elements are evaluated carefully, not just in isolation, but also the impact they'll have across the entire Battle Royale experience. With these findings and player feedback top of mind, Season 3 brings an array of updates. Below is just a snapshot of many things changing this season. So remember to be on the lookout for our full patch notes tomorrow, just before the update. Pacing. So here's one where it says improvements to the core pacing of Battle Royale includes reduced delay between zones or circles closing towards the mid game. Every match, it felt like they last like 30 minutes. So they're going to slowly chop out some of it to kind of save time in the middle. And hopefully that brings us down to about 25 minutes. Hopefully, because that's kind of where Warzone 1 was. And instead of getting the matches longer, you can actually get more matches in a day, especially if you're going on wins and things like that. The addition of more ammo caches and buy stations in areas to support regain in the late game, as well as the inclusion of the UAV towers to provide intel and encourage more combat. And this is, I think, their solve. Instead of giving unlimited UAVs, they're going to do these UAV towers, which are currently within DMZ. So if you want to check those out early, you can. We had the same thing back on Rebirth Island. You spend like 1,500 or 2,500, I don't remember the number now, and then you get the little pulse from specific POIs. Each POI pretty much had one. When it comes to combat, players can expect to see changes to combat engagements, including reduced intensity of damage feedback on the HUD. So that means when you get shot, the red that covers the entire screen hides you into a fog where you can't even see your target will hopefully be improved. Reduced high damage weapon outliers to make combat feel more consistent, because some guns, they did kill incredibly fast. Broken TTKs, like the Magnums, or even some of the semi-auto DMR style weapons, kill a little too fast. So kind of bring those in line so that they may be buffed an area and nerfed an area at the same time. After testing in our St. Patrick's Day event, we're also adding one-shot snipers to create added variety in combat playstyles. Bolt action snipers equipped with explosive ammunition will be able to down enemies with one-shot kills. So it's very specific there. You have to use a bolt action, so it's not going to include the signal, and you have to use explosive ammunition. And to my knowledge, they've added this to the MCPR, which they show right there. On top of all this, a number of equipment and kill streak rebalances are coming to this season, including bomb drone update, where it will not be able to down you, so that it will no longer one hit, and can instead support flushing out and forcing people out, or essentially making them one shot, which is kind of the point of that. So it's not cheesy. It can be used strategically. You can use it for intel. A lot of good stuff there. One that a lot of people have been asking for is movement related changing and improvements. And when people say movement, I made a list on Twitter. There's like 20 different things you could be talking about. And most people just default to thinking when people talk about movement, all they want is slide canceling. No. There's so many different elements, whether it's strafe speed, aim down sight speed, weapon swap speed, when you jump, the ADS penalty delay, and the sliding, the delay, the jumping delay, the slide, there's a lot of different things when we're talking about movement and traversal. Movement will now feel more dynamic and fluid, due in part to improvements to mantling over objects or through windows, with slight adjustments to sliding and diving responsiveness. So you're going to get less of a penalty there. Sliding, I think they're going to speed it up, but I guess we'll get the details tomorrow. I really wish we can hip fire while sliding. That would be the next thing, hopefully. And the addition of redeployed drones better enable rotation opportunities. Improvements. quality of life remains an area of continued focus for Warzone 2 team, with Season 3 being no exception. Among the vast array of improvements are the inclusion of elevation arrows on the attack map to help players better locate the objects of incoming streaks. Banner has been raised so that it doesn't block your view. Going back to the other part, that's like specifically for buy stations for underground areas. And I would imagine when they change some things on the map in Season 2, I think they're supposed to change that top left portion of the map. There'll probably be buy stations that are more underground, that you'll have elevation markers so that you know that something is underground or above ground before diving down on it. But we'll see how that works out. Looking ahead to Warzone 2 Ranked, we'll be sharing more information on Massive Resurgence, which is the 150 player Resurgence, Plunder, Warzone Ranked, and more in-season content in the coming weeks. So hopefully we get a lot of detailed stuff there. I'm really interested in the TTK changes because it seems like they're going weapon balancing fully and doesn't look like a health change, which I think is a lot harder to do, but it's infinitely better when they pull it off. Let me know what you're most interested in. See you in the comment section. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.